Welcome to Lil Tea Time.
Y'all ready?
Welcome to Lil Tea Time.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to Lil Tea Time.
Listening.
Welcome to Lil Tea Time.
All right.
Welcome to Lil. Welcome to Lil. Welcome to Lil. Welcome to Lil. Welcome to Lil Tea Time. Welcome to Lil Tea Time.
All right. So good afternoon, everybody. This is Jarek, aka JRESD, and I want to welcome y'all to a little tea time. Um, so before I start the show, I want to send a shout out to my sister, Oshana. Her birthday is today. So I wanted to send a shout out to my sister, Oshana, let her know happy birthday. I wish you a lot of love and a lot of blessings for your birthday today, sis. And you be blessed. Um, Again, I wanted to publicize the next event that we're going to be doing with the pop up shop November the 20th at the Hive in Shreveport, Louisiana. It's going to be from 1 to 6 p.m. And I will continue to talk more about that the closer that we get to that actual pop up shop event. Um, so today's guest is one of the, I want to say, the owner, the creator of this organization, um, Out of the Closet. I do not know if she's watching the show right now, but if she's ready, Emily, if you're ready, I definitely am about to try and bring you on. So let's see if we can get you on. Hey, Emily, are you actually watching the show right now? Because I'm trying to get you on the screen. And I don't know if you're on the screen right now. Let's see. Hey, Emily, are you watching? Emily, are you there? Okay, let's try and get you in. Okay, I see that you're watching. So let's see if we can get you on the camera. Your viewers, no viewers to invite yet. Okay, so I guess the system is still trying to process that you're trying to come onto the actual show because it's not letting me bring you in until it shows that I have guests that are watching. Um, hey, Emily, I need you to go to the bottom of your, well, because you're watching. I need you to kind of keep a lookout for an invite. I'm gonna try to send you a guest request, and I'm gonna see if it works. But it's kind of difficult to kind of bring people on when I do these shows. So let's see if we can try and get you on. So while I'm working to try and bring Emily on the camera, um, I definitely want to talk more about what she's doing with Out of the Closet. And I was excited because I met her a couple of weeks ago at an event that they were doing. And I asked her how would she feel about doing this show. And she agreed to do the show. And I might be spelling her name. Emily. Yeah, I'm not misspelling her name. Okay, because I got viewers. Your viewers. No viewers yet to invite. We're gonna keep trying. Okay. Because I love that we are having difficult, di- difficult technicalities to try and get you on M. Hey, Emily, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to see if you um can add yourself to the screen because it's not letting me add you on my end. I need to see if you can try and add yourself because I tagged you in the actual post. So I want to see if you can kind of try and add yourself on your end to the actual post to come on the screen. I know that you're watching, Emily. So I'm trying to work with trying to add you on my end. Trying now. Okay, cool. So while I'm waiting for Emily to try and come on, again, I want to reiterate that I'm going to be doing my next pop up shop November the 20th at um at the Hive from 1 o'clock to 6 p.m. And I definitely love for you guys to come out to support us as vendors at this particular next pop up shop. I'm very excited about it. And I definitely would love just to see some friendly faces, people that I know and love, and my royal readers and my tea timers who are watching at home. And if you've been reading the books, I definitely would love to have y'all to come out to support us that particular day. I will be doing the show there as well. So I definitely would love to have y'all come out. I got to shout out Miss Latanya, who's actually hosting this actual pop up shop. And I'm definitely looking forward to doing that pop up shop as well. So let me see. Okay, I'm just kind of waiting it out for Emily to come in a little bit. Okay, so it's not working on my end. Let me switch my internet over. Okay, cool. So while we're waiting on Emily, um, again, I just want to thank all of my royal readers for everyone who has been supporting um, my brand, which is Jarius Dion, to everyone who has been purchasing Coming Full Circle to Marriage, Money, and Mayhem, um, my books of poetry, The Confessions of a Conceited Drummer King, and my second book of poetry, Catching Up With Me. Right now, I am still in the processes of writing Coming Full Circle 3 and my next book of poetry, which is going to be entitled Quarantine Quest. Um, and I'm very excited about these particular projects because they're becoming labors of love. And just these last 5 years have been very exciting to just continue to do the work that I'm doing as an artist, to continue to let this brand continue to build and blossom and shine the way it has been building to. And I'm very humble. I'm very humble and I'm very grateful that I have the opportunity to do everything that I'm doing. Um, Even for these shows that I do here on Facebook, I'm very grateful that I have people willing to commit to do these. I think Emily is ready, so we're gonna try and add Emily now. Hey,
Hey, I just switched it over to my phone.
okay, cool, cool, cool. So how's it going?
Pretty good. Just had a couple meetings today and then this one, so it's been a nice Monday. How about you?
It's been a busy Monday, but got a lot done in a very short period of time. I want to welcome you, Emily Hammond, to A Little Tea Time with me, Jarek Thomas. And I want to first thank you for taking out your time and just making yourself available to do the actual show today. I met Emily at the Queerport event a couple of weeks ago, and she is one of the founders of Out of the Closet.
Hmm.
So I wanted to have you on my show where you could talk a little bit more about what it is that you do with your organization and let the people get more familiar with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So it kind of started as just a little idea to do like clothing swaps and then donate extra clothes that we had at the end. But we're not really crazy about all the spots you can donate stuff to. I mean, we have Providence House and that's great, but we're not big into Salvation Army and Goodwill for obvious reasons.
Right.
And this is not by any means like an idea that we completely came up with. There are plenty of community closets out there, but it was just really important to have something like that in Shreveport. We have a growing queer community, and we just thought it was something that this community could really benefit from. So one of our main goals is to kind of bridge the gap between spaces, especially in the South, that don't have community closets. So there's ones in like Baton Rouge and New Orleans and stuff, like bigger cities, but we really want to be able to help kind of bridge that gap so that it doesn't just go, hours between one available for that community. But
Mm.
the basics of what we do is we're free donation-based community closet, focused on providing free clothing to the queer community, and then just marginalized folks in general. So if you know anybody who needs clothes or you need some yourself, that term in need is very vague. So don't think, oh, I don't need any. I have money for food. But one of our main goals is just trying to make sure that fashion is accessible for everybody and money is not a factor in whether or not you get to just dress the way you feel, the way you want to look. So, but that's kind of like
Yeah.
a little elevator pitch. I can go into a couple more things if you'd like, but
Yeah, let's dive in. Let's talk more about it because that was the when I wanted you to do the show. I wanted to because I just literally found out about even the Queerport event
mhm.
that I was actually able to be a part of, and then I found out about your organization. I was like, I didn't even know this organization existed.
Yes, we are brand new, definitely in the grassroots movement. There's been talks of maybe actually turning it into a nonprofit, filing for like the 501(c)(3, but that's kind of in the near distant future. Currently, it is just me, Sam Norman, and we just had somebody else join, EP, and we're really excited about that. She's going to help us out with some community outreach, getting permanent closets. We call them permanent closets, and basically it's a rack that people can show up to and just pull what they need without having to like speak to anybody. We want to like make sure that even if you have anxiety about the situation, it's accessible to you. So
Yeah.
one of the main spots we're trying to get them in is like health centers and then colleges and their student union buildings, just because those are some areas where we know people are going to be in need of help but may not have the resources to know that it's out there for them.
Yes, I know out at LSUS they have a food pantry that they do out there.
Hmm.
So you may want to definitely try and partner up with them
Hmm.
and see about them doing a permanent closet out there. So that would be a great look for them.
Yeah.
You could try over at BIPC. The local community colleges here within the city. I'm a graduate from Southern University here in Shreveport, Louisiana. So those campuses here in our hometown will be very good to try and hit first. and definitely want to just make those connections
Mm-hmm.
and see about setting up something there with those, because those are the areas that we can definitely have some type of impact, even if it's just very small.
Mm-hmm.
And I was excited when I found out about what y'all do, because I literally went through my closet. I got all of my stuff
Mm-hmm.
that I was gonna bring out, but I have not made it out just yet. But I am definitely gonna come. And I'm excited because I was like, okay, this is something that even me,
Mm-hmm.
being a person of color who is gay, who is queer, I wanted to do my part because this is a community that I'm a part of.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like it was important that even though I just found out about the organization, any little bit helps.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any little bit helps. And I want to continue to see what you guys are doing. I want to continue to see it grow. I want to continue to see it blossom,
Mm-hmm.
because it's important that our community, which is a very marginalized community here in Shreveport, um, I want to see us sticking up for each other
Uh-huh.
and supporting one another. Is that your cat?
Yes, he's very, very needy. Anytime I try and like teach online, he's constantly all over my computer. He'll just knock everything.
Hey, baby. I love pets. I'm a pet
His name
person.
is Charlie. He's a really, really good cat. He just wants to be right in the middle of everything. If he would just sit in my lap, that'd be fine. Damn, baby.
Right.
But yeah, no, that's and originally we had started out with, we wanted to really just focus on being a source of peace and just like a resource for like the trans community, just so that we could, you know, either help the queer community who are coming out of conservative households, going into college, getting to kind of finally wear what they want to wear, or just people who are like, you know, transitioning and need a full wardrobe that fits, you know, their identity. So that was like our main goal. And then we were like, well, there's just not a whole lot for just like the marginalized folks in this community in general. And honestly, we have a lot more people that want to donate than want to actually come and get something. So we've had to kind of put a pause on some accepting some donations, unless it was like specific things we needed, like plus size clothing and more masculine kind of clothing. But yeah, what we're finding is the community response has been incredible. Everybody wants to help out. They want to be involved as much as they can. They want to donate clothing. So now we just really are focused on trying to actually get that clothing to the people who need it. So
Yeah.
we have a couple of different avenues we do that. We have a storage unit that people can actually come and look through, or volunteers can create like a box or a bag, kind of like Stitch Fix, send it off, and then take back whatever doesn't fit. People can come look through the storage unit. It's very organized. We had a team of incredible volunteers come and help organize just all the bags we had, hang it up, set all the little racks and stuff up. We've had people donate. And then we try and do like little pop-ups. That's where you met us, was at Queerport, these little closet pop-ups.
Hmm.
And the look on people's faces, we're like, no, 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 it's really free. Like, it's really free. If you tonight are like, man, I really would like just an outfit for this event I have coming up, but I don't need to buy it. I really should put food on my table. It goes from that to literally somebody who needs just every tiny bit of clothing. Like if you lost everything or completely just wardrobe revamp. So it's everything in between. And then our main goal is to try and get those permanent closets up, because we can get clothing out of the storage unit and get it to people where there can be like an anxiety-free spot to just, you know, come grab what you need.
Yeah. And I would definitely love to volunteer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even if it's just because I do these shows, and I don't know how often are the days that I will be booking these shows to have people on. But if I can just try and get at least one day a week, I would love to come and volunteer and put more of my time and my energy into what I can do with you guys. In any spot that y'all would need me to do, or whatever I can do to lend just some of my time.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have a meeting. This I think it's this coming week, end of the week. We're gonna meet with one of our new team members to just kind of touch base on like the development side of things. And the development side of things is like getting those permanent racks out. So I mean, if you want to come help out, get some racks at colleges. You mentioned Southern University, and I just didn't have the best contact for them. I didn't know if they had, a lot of the colleges I was surprised to find actually had LGBTQI plus like organizations within the school, and that was refreshing. I don't know if they had that
Yeah.
when I was in college, but I think that that's a good spot to start. But like fall school just kind of started up. So we're like, hey, y'all want to reach back out about those permanent racks? So that's definitely an avenue we're trying to pursue.
Yeah, I have a couple of contacts,
Yeah.
being that I am a student from Southern University here in Shreveport, and I know some people that I can kind of contact with and see about how we can intermingle
Mhm.
and get this integrated with what we do and with what you do. And I would love to see how we can bring all of this together because you never necessarily know who's going to
Yeah.
come through those doors.
Yeah.
And there's always a need that has to be met on some level.
Hmm.
We just have to have the resources available.
Yeah.
And I was so excited when I found out because I was like, I've never heard about anything like this in my life.
I like it came up because I was visiting my sister in Memphis, and her fiance at the time, she just needed a new wardrobe, was going through this change and wanted to just, dress like she felt. And I was like, I have all these bins of clothes in my car right now that I do not want to sell, and I would rather just give to you. And so then me and Sam were sitting there and we are just like, we could really just do this on a larger scale, do these little clothing swaps, and then just donate the rest of it. And it just kind of birthed from there. And what we realized pretty quickly on is a lot of people want to help. It's a lot more work than we thought it would be, but it's a learning process of like actually asking for the help, reaching out. And the more people we have join the team, the more we understand about the communities that we're trying to help. So it's definitely always such a blessing to have just, people from all walks of life come in and kind of help out and just give us their take. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, no, Southern University we would definitely like to get a closet out there. Right now we have one permanent closet and we have other colleges in the works. The one permanent closet we have is at Agora Borealis, and that one's doing pretty well. We find that there's a pretty good amount of clothing being taken just from people strolling by, seeing the sign in this door and just being like, I actually could use a winter coat. It's starting to get pretty cold, and just stopping in. But we don't want to just have one at like a boutique shop. We'd like to really just expand that. So there's talks of working with the Philadelphia Center, health centers, homeless shelters, but it's just finding the hands to actually, get it going.
Okay. I'm actually about to pass on a message to someone right
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
While me and you was talking,
Hmm. Who?
letting him know I need him to catch my show
Hmm.
so he can understand why I'm telling him to catch my show.
Yeah. Have a little brief explanation. All
Yeah, I want him just to catch the show so he can understand why I want him to catch it. So then once we speak, I let him know, look, the reason why I want you to catch my show today because I want us to see how we can partner up with what you do out of the closet and how we can shift that from just the universities that you know to the universities that we know.
Yeah, absolutely. And that really hones in on that one of our main goals, which is to be that network to bridge those gaps where they exist.
Yes.
Mm. Oh goodness.
So I'm definitely shooting him a message right now. I just shot him a message, and I'm gonna wait till he hits me back. But I am very, very excited to see about what you with what you're doing. How long has it been since you started this actual movement?
I want to say we started, it was the corner block party. That was kind of right after COVID, people started getting their vaccinations. I'm not sure how long ago that was, maybe like 5 or something months ago, but maybe a little bit more. But it was a corner block party where we started taking donations for the first time. We had like a little drive, and the amount of clothing that people brought, like just nice, nice clothing. I mean, we had such an influx of just good clothing donations that we were able to even set aside an entire rack for, I don't know if you've heard of Q Prom coming up. It's one of the it's not queer ports, but it's another one of these queer events that are just coming that are just really, really valuable for the community. And it's basically a prom for people who didn't get to go with the dates that they actually wanted to in high school. I know that was a big deal. Like you couldn't really go with who you wanted to. So it's like you're
Yeah.
at prom. So we were able to set aside an entire rack full of like formal wear, jackets, prom dresses, and stuff that we had saved that come.
Cool.
So come December, if people want to go and they're like, but I really just don't have a dress, like they should get the full prom experience. So just the outlets that this has opened up has been very hope inspiring. I feel like, I know it sounds cheesy, but it's one of those things that kind of gets.
Oh, no. No, I think that's cool because I went to my senior prom. Um, but I did not take a guy to my senior
Yeah.
prom. I took one of my closest friends. Shout out to Amber White, who was my prom date, and and my other my cousin Rebecca for being my prom date for the junior year, and then Amber for my senior year. So I did the experience. It's just my after hour experiences were different.
Yes.
But I would love to go to a queer prom. That sounds like that would be really cool.
It was a lot. It was a lot of fun. I don't think that they got to do it. I mean, obviously because of COVID. So they did it one year. It was super, super fun. Getting to volunteer, that was like kind of dipping my toes in the queer community as it was emerging in Shreveport, and then just getting to work with JD and Queerport, and all this has just been a huge experience. And I just like, since being in high school in Shreveport, I feel like it's a completely different community as far as, or maybe I just wasn't aware that that community existed, but I just know that there's so many activities due to the hard work of people like JD and the Ortiz wives and all that, just working together to make Shreveport just a safer, queer space, you know? And I think that that's really beautiful to watch, really.
Yeah. I met JD the day before the actual Queerport event. Very cool guy. And I was actually more inspired by him because I have not met anyone like JD who's doing what he's doing. And I was like, how? I've been living in this city my entire life. How haven't I not met this guy?
They're a huge inspiration, truly. From Vessel Vintage to just getting to hang out with them and their partner, and then working on Queerport with that whole team has just been, it's been really special. And I think I brought up in one of the meetings, I was like, hey, can we have an out of the closet just pop up there? And they were like, of course. It was a given that you were coming. And I was like, okay, just wanted to make sure. I didn't know where you would need me on that, but I knew that that was, I mean, ideally one of the best spots to have, a little pop-up shop kind of thing, you know, just
Yeah.
let the kids that were showing up know that, hey, this exists. This is a resource to you. Here's our Facebook page and our Instagram. Just hit us up if you ever need anything. So I don't know. I think it's really cool that the youth could like come out and kind of just see that, hey, you're not alone. I know you might feel kind of alone in this community, especially if you're like your lifestyle's not accepted. Who you are really is not, if who you are is not accepted, then you should just know that there's people out there that are here for you. So
Yeah. Yeah. Because my coming out was very different. I come from
yeah.
an African American home, and so I didn't have a lot of friends who were queer.
Mm-hmm.
And then the few friends that I did have were queer. Um, they were cool,
Mm-hmm.
but we only saw each other only during like the school day.
Yep.
So it was cool to have someone to identify with
Mm-hmm.
at some point. But even the older we got, I would still try and remain friends with them, but then it was harder because we would move around, and then when you're kids, life is so different when you're a kid.
Yeah.
And it taught me to value who I was very early, to see how those friendships and even those relationships, how they change so much. And so once I found out about Queerport, I found out about Queerport like the actual week of the event.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, okay, I didn't, it wasn't the fact that I wanted to be a part of it,
Mm-hmm.
but I did not know how to at a short period of
Yeah.
time of me finding out. And I was like, okay, I may not be able to be a vendor and I may not be able to come out and sell my books, but what can I do to support this event? What can I do just to lend my energy, to lend my time?
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, I will volunteer my time. I will go down. I will help them set up. I will come
Yeah.
and just be in the room.
Yeah.
And then the actual day of the event, when I was able to come, and then I met you guys, and I was like, what?
It's
It, it,
eye-opening.
yeah. And so it made me just say, okay, Jared, there are actual people just like you
Hmm.
that you had to get out and find for yourself. And it wasn't a competition thing. It wasn't a thing of where we're trying to show each other up.
Hmm.
It's a thing of we're all working together for a common bond, for a common goal amongst our own group of misrepresented people. And that sat down on me instantaneously. It sat down on me. I was like, okay, I gotta be a part of this group. No matter how I gotta do it, I have to be a part of it. And I gotta thank you again just for doing my show because our community, because we are so marginalized, we do not get to see what we look like positively
Hmm.
because we get to see us when someone's making fun of our community or when someone is trashing us
Hmm.
or with Vantasha Bell, the transgender girl who was killed last
Yeah.
year. Like a lot of that stuff just started to set in on me like, okay, Jared, this is bigger than you.
Yeah.
It's bigger than you. And I developed a a level of empathy and compassion more for my community because I didn't realize like, okay, you're just not a black gay guy.
Yeah.
There you actually have a community within a community. You have a home. And I cherished that. I cherished that day. Even just being at the event that day. I felt awkward because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. But I was so happy to be in the room. I was so happy to take in the people that were there, the things that I learned, the
Mm.
artists that I met, and I had such a different respect for what we do now
Yeah.
that it just showed me like, okay, it's not always just about who you're with.
Yeah.
That's not about who you with. You're a person. We're human beings.
Yeah.
We have souls that are very vivid and bright, and we can do something positive, not just for us, but for
Mm.
everyone when we all come together as a collective. And so I definitely cherished it, and I'm looking forward to next year's Queerport.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, that representation, I mean, I don't have to tell you that representation is so important. I mean, you even said like the one gay friend that you had kept up with for so long because that was such an important connection to make. And I don't know, it's just I hope you were able to see shout out to Blanca de Loco. That performance was really beautiful. Did you get to see any of the singers?
No, I didn't. We had a family event that same day.
But you were able to look
My
it up and see it existed.
Yeah, I definitely was there, but that same day my sister got engaged.
Oh wow. Congratulations, sister.
So I went to help them with that, and it was a very big family day.
Yeah.
But my goal was to definitely make sure that I was coming out to the actual event.
Hmm.
And I did a lot of networking that day. I met some beautiful people.
Hmm.
I met some beautiful people. And I definitely cherish it. I cherish every bit of it. And even now that we're having a conversation, I'm getting a little emotional because I didn't realize like we matter.
Yeah.
It's like it's giving me chills. It's just like when you find a home, like we have our own individual families.
Yeah.
Like we have our mother and father and our brothers and sisters. But if they're not in the space that we are in, if they're not who we are, then we have to find spaces that we relate. And we have to find people who relate to us, who understands the language that we speak, who understands the feelings that we have, who understands what it is just to be queer.
Yeah. And there's something to be said for that just overwhelming warmth you kind of feel in a space like that where you know it is a safe space. You're surrounded by people who know you, understand you, and love you. And even if they don't, they're there to say, I want to. I want to be a part of this. I want to learn. I want to see just like with this world, I want to support this community
Yes.
within a community. And the very first queer port I went to, I mean, there were moments where I just could not, the chills, I just could not get rid of them. I just felt like such a very beautiful space to be in. I felt very lucky to be a part of that first one and just see everyone come out. It was a very family oriented event. There were kids there with their parents and stuff, and I just thought that that was really beautiful. I don't know, but I'm glad we got to come back and do it in person. JD threw a hell of an online virtual
Yeah.
report, but it was really nice to be able to just see everybody in person, especially that door, getting to ride on that door for some reason was just so cathartic.
Yeah.
Just a good little
Yes.
thing, you know, write little love notes to the rest of the people showing up. But I'm
Yes.
glad you were able to, I'm so glad you were able to just find out about it in an instant and then be able to come for a little while. I'm sure you got to go to your engagement stuff very just on cloud nine, already in a great mood.
Because when I went, I was telling my mom, I was like, I just found out about this event, and I was trying to come back.
Hmm.
I was gonna come back that evening, but the engagement situation kind of just ran over. While I was not able to come back, but I was definitely gonna try and come back. I just did not know that we were gonna just run over.
Oh, you had
But I was just so happy that I met the people that I did meet. I was so happy that I made those connections that day. And even now, just have you on my show as a result of me just coming to the event that actual day. Thank you again.
Yeah, absolutely. These
Thank you
connections
again.
to other connections lead to finding different areas of the community that you can reach out to on both ends. Like, I don't know everybody else's world. I don't claim to. It's really important to be able to, you know, reach a community that's, though I might not be a part of, but I want to be able to help understand and to be able to help, you know, reach out to as well. I just think that like one person connects to one person, that person connects to another three people, and like it's very valuable, especially in this community, like to let people know that you're not pigeonholed. These resources are available, they do exist, but we need to know, like there's this concept of like the knowledge gap where we don't know what we don't know until we're very aware of not knowing it. Like being able to say, okay, well, I didn't even know they had a student union based around like queer issues at this school. Like just bridging that knowledge gap, I think, is the beginning steps of just really making Shreveport, I mean, a more accepting place for everybody.
De- Definitely. If you have some information where people will be able to come out to those actual places to find the
Yeah.
wardrobe.
Yeah. So you can either message our Out of the Closet page, the little profile picture is a hanger. We also have an Instagram you can message. And then if you can't find any of those pages, feel free to just message me on Facebook and I'll help set up a time for you to either come out or just put together a bag of clothing for you. Or, and this is a big one, we've had a lot of people reach out for other people, and that's perfect. If somebody is very nervous or they're afraid of just like that whole process, if you've got some friend, just ask them, hey, can I set this up for you, can I do this for you, and you can be that go-between. But yeah, just message my Facebook or the Out of the Closet Facebook, and then the Instagram, whatever way you can find us will help point you in the right direction.
Yeah, I'm gonna add y'all on my Instagram because I have two separate accounts on Instagram, and I'm gonna add y'all on both of those
Okay.
accounts today, where I have the connection in the case that someone else needs it. And again, I have to thank you so much for doing the show today.
Oh, the thank
I just found
you.
just found it,
Nice.
and I'm adding it like literally as we speak on both of my
Yeah,
my
thought it
profiles.
would pop up and I was like, oh, hey, now I know to follow you.
And anything I can do, anything that I can do, if it's within my time and I can
Yeah.
definitely work within that time, I would love to help you guys as much as I can and lend my energy and my support as much as I can.
I will message you about that meeting that we're going to have this week and see if you'd like to come. But other than that, I mean, this is just a huge start. Like, I know you keep saying thank you for being on your show, but thank you for having me. This is any way I can get the word out there and any way we can get the word out there. Me and Sam just really greatly appreciate it. I'm sorry she wasn't able to be here today when the times kind of swapped, but we are very, very grateful for opportunities like this.
Yes,
Um,
yes, yes.
but yeah, as soon as
So
you call, I'm going to send you those meeting details.
so Do you have any events or anything like that that you would like to talk about that you have in the works? I know that you were saying about queer prom.
Hmm. That is going to be in December. We have to get with them on the logistics of kind of setting up times where people can show up to the storage unit, or maybe setting up a rack somewhere around town where people can just show up and grab stuff. We got to get with them on the logistics of that, but be on the lookout on our Facebook page for that. And then if anybody has an event where they're like, hey, we could really use like some queer representation here, or just, I think it's a good spot to get the word out there, let us know. We'd be happy to bring a couple of racks and a little pop-up stuff. So just keep your eyes peeled. That's one of the things that we're kind of looking for now is, okay, what events does it make sense to have this rack out there, and which ones do we need to actually get out to? So,
Yes,
but
yes, I would definitely do my best. I would definitely do my best, and even if it's an event that I have to put together to get you guys out there, I would definitely try my hardest and I would do my due diligence. But thank you so much again,
thank you.
Miss Emily Hammond, for being here with a little tea time. And before I go, you guys, I always say it every single time. Let's remember to be great on purpose, not on accident. The future is now. Until the next show on A Little Tea Time, this is Jarek, aka Jarius D, your favorite published author, telling y'all to be great, be safe, and be well. Thank you again, Emily.
Yes, of course, that was great, Jarek. I love you. I'll talk to you
I
soon.
love you too, darling. And I will definitely be in touch.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Little tea time. Y'all ready? Welcome to Little Tea Time. Oh yeah. Welcome to Little Tea Time. Who listen? Welcome to Little Tea Time. All right. Welcome to Little. Hey. Welcome to Little. Welcome to Little. Hey. Welcome to Little. Welcome to Little Tea Time. Welcome to Little Tea Time.
Hey, Mom. I love you. Happy birthday to my sister, Shauna, again. You guys